guys, welcome to Chiefs Chat, episode number 54. Oh, get pranked! It's not episode 54, it's actually episode 71. But you know what is 54, okay? The team that we beat in Super Bowl 54, the San Francisco 49ers, guess what? We're playing them, okay? We are playing the San Francisco 49ers. We've got Chiefs football to watch, if you guys didn't know. It kind of snuck up on me. I was like, hey, we got a game to watch here, you know? I'm pretty pumped up about it. I'm psyched. It's been so long. I mean, it's been days. It's been months. It's been years, it seems like, since we've watched a Chiefs football game. But guess what? It's here. Chiefs football. I know what you guys are thinking, okay? It's preseason, okay? The scores don't matter. I'll acknowledge that. The score, who cares? You know, we could be losing by 50. I wouldn't care, you know? But there is so much that goes into a preseason football game, okay? And you guys don't even know, you know? I could make the argument that preseason is more exciting than the regular season, you know? The score doesn't matter, but, you know, you've got players on the depth chart fighting for a spot on the team, fighting for starting positions. I mean, it's exciting to watch. It happens on every single football team, and it's going to happen on the Chiefs, okay? So we're going to talk about, in this episode, a few players that I think we really need to watch for throughout the preseason, okay? There's quite a few on this list, but we're going to go through every single one and really talk about why we need to focus in on these players and see what's going on, you know? See, you know, what exactly they're really fighting for here and why we need to make sure we're paying attention to these players. So let's get started, man. I couldn't be more excited, you know? The start of the revenge tour. You know, I'm so pumped up. You know, I'm calling it right now, okay? I'm probably going to make a separate video about this, but guess what, man, okay? The Chiefs. I mean, we're going 17-0. We're going 17-0. You know, we're winning a couple of playoff games, and then we're beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Super Bowl 56. It's going to happen, okay? It's absolutely going to happen. Okay, and you guys are going to look back at this video and be like, man, you know what? He was right. And guess what? To those people looking back at this video, okay, I was right. You know, I'm right now. You know, what day is it? It's August 14th, okay? The season hasn't even started yet. It's the first week of preseason, and I'm already calling it, okay? It's going to happen, okay? Mark my words, the Chiefs are going to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Super Bowl 56 after completing a perfect regular season. It's going to happen. But anyway, let's get into the video, okay? Let's talk about these players that we need to watch for, okay? The first few players that I've got here on this list, okay? It's a lot of offensive linemen, because obviously that's kind of the position that we need to be watching for, considering it kind of fell apart last year. Okay, but number one on my list here, I've got Humphrey, okay? Obviously a lot of the rookies are going to be here. We got to make sure these rookies are getting up to par, learning the system, all that kind of stuff, and also it's just really exciting. I mean, I love watching rookies on the football field. I mean, these guys, they've just got a lot of untapped potential, and they could be great. They could be fantastic football players. So Humphrey, I mean, this guy, I think he's really, really important. I mean, we got to make sure that he's playing the position right, okay? Because he could, you know, be coming in as a rookie, playing our starting center position. And you know what? That's really important. You know, that's a really important void to fill, you know? We had Austin Remmers, I believe it was, who was our primary starting center. He ended up getting released, I believe. And you know what? We got Humphreys and then Austin Blythe. And Blythe? What's his name? I don't. Still to this day, I have no idea. But we've got a couple of guys in there. But it's looking like Creed might take that starting position, so we got to really make sure that he's up to par. He knows the system. He knows exactly what Mahomes is wanting from him. So we're gonna see, man. We're gonna make sure we watch Creed Humphreys. I mean, he's fantastic. He's got size. He's got skills. I mean, he has got everything that you want in a center. Okay. I'm excited about Creed. Okay, but we're gonna really see if he learned a lot here in training camp, and we're gonna see if he's up to par, man, on everything. It's gonna be exciting to see. The next couple of guys, okay, these are guys that could potentially start, and they're both very, very young. They have not started a game for the Chiefs ever. And these are guys filling in voids in our offensive line, and it kind of makes me question what we really did in the offseason. I mean, I already know we got so many guys for the offensive line, and I applaud Brett Veach for doing that for us, and just doing a great job of making sure we fill that void. But what ended up happening was, I mean, the Canadian doctor got hurt a couple of days ago, which was tough. And on top of that, Kyle Long is going to be out for quite a bit of time. So, you know, it's just tough, you know. We've got a couple of rookies that, you know, one of them is definitely going to end up starting. I mean, I already know that as a fact, because of the fact that we've got a couple of veterans that are unfortunately hurt. So one of these rookies is going to have to come in and start week one. It's tough, you know. It's going to be one of these two guys, okay? You've got Trey Smith and Lucas Niang. You know, one of these two guys is going to end up getting thrown in the starting lineup here in week one. And Lucas Niang is kind of an interesting case. These guys are both on the depth chart right now, on the Chiefs website. They are listed as the starting right guard and the starting right tackle, respectively. Trey Smith, right guard, Lucas Niang, right tackle. So, I mean, they're listed as the starters. But I think they're going to get a lot of time here in the preseason because we're going to want to, see what exactly they're made of. Because you know what? We can't be taking any risks with this offensive line. We just can't, Not after what happened last year. We cannot take any risks. So we got to make sure these guys are up to par. We got to make sure these guys are playing good. And Trey Smith. Okay, let's talk about Trey Smith. This guy, in my opinion, has potential to be one of the best offensive linemen in the league in a couple of years. I mean, he has so much talent. He can play guard, he can play tackle, he can do a couple of different things. He's fantastic. The only problem with Trey Smith is he's got that injury that we're trying to make sure we keep under wraps. We got to make sure he's 100% healthy, and if he is, he's going to play great. I don't have much of a problem here with Trey Smith. Now, Lucas Niang, the thing about Lucas Niang, he's not a rookie. He didn't play last year. I'm not sure if they're going to consider him a rookie this year, but he got drafted in 2020, ended up opting out of the season. He was a third-round selection. I think he's got a lot of potential. I think he's a solid guy, but I'm not too sure. I'm a little iffy about him starting week 1, okay? I think they're probably going to slide Mike Remmers in that spot. Or you know what? I mean, they've got Andrew Wiley. They could slide in the right guard position. So you know what? I really wouldn't be surprised if neither of these guys started. But I think with the amount of potential that both of these guys have, they've got to, think about starting at least one of them. I mean, they've got to, right? I mean, Trey Smith, I feel like more so than Lucas Niang because he's just got so much potential. I mean, I love Trey Smith, but we're going to see. Okay, we're really going to see what's going to happen there. And you know what, Lucas Niang, I think he just needs another year. I think he just needs a year on the bench because you know what, I'm kind of iffy about him. I don't know why. I'm just not 100% sold on Lucas Niang. But you know what, man, we're going to see. He could change my mind here in the preseason. And that's why we're going to be making sure we're keeping an eye on Lucas Niang and the rest of the offensive line for that matter. Okay? Obviously, we got guys like Orlando Brown, new addition. We're going to see if he's really all about that stuff. I'm not sure how much playing time he's going to get because we already know he's a very, very fantastic offensive lineman from what we saw with him on the Ravens. But we're going to see. Okay? We're going to see if he's really about that, Chiefs football, smash mouth offensive line, getting it done. We're going to see. Okay? We're going to see if, those guys, those new additions are really going to be about it, okay? Because we've got a lot of new additions on the offensive line, a few of them potentially starting, so we got to make sure we really watch the offensive line as a whole. But these 3 guys in specific, I think we really need to keep an eye on, okay? So moving on, okay, I've got a couple of guys from the defensive side of the ball. Now, obviously, you've got linebackers that we need to watch, like Willie Gay is a guy, and Mike Dana is a guy that we really need to make sure we're watching. And, of course, Nick Bolton, we're going to see if he can really lead that defense. I think he's going to get a lot of playing time here in the preseason due to the fact that he's a rookie. So we're going to see Nick Bolton. It's going to be great. But the 2 guys that I have listed on this list here, and you know what? This has been kind of a ongoing battle, kind of an ongoing toss-up here when it comes to training camp. We've been trying to see who's going to fill that number 2 corner spot, okay? Obviously, DeAndre Baker. Okay, this guy on the Giants formerly ended up joining the Chiefs mid-season last year and got hurt. It was bad. It wasn't pretty. It just wasn't. But you know what? They're saying DeAndre Baker is almost back to 100%. And, with that being said, I think he's got a lot of potential. So we're going to see what he does in the preseason here. And a lot of people are talking about him, possibly sliding into that number 2 corner spot. It could happen. It really could happen. But, the guy he's kind of competing with right now is Mike Hughes, a recent acquisition from the Vikings. We're going to see if he's a solid player, And you know what? I think the preseason is really going to be what ends up deciding this little battle right here. We're going to see is it going to be DeAndre Baker on the right side of the corner spot, or is it going to be Mike Hughes? Obviously we've got Chartavius Ward as the number 1 cornerback doing a great job, but these guys, they're battling it out for number 2. It's going to be exciting to watch. It's going to be exciting to see. Predictions, I couldn't really tell you, honestly. DeAndre Baker is a really, really great talent. Mike Hughes, I'm a little unsold on. I'm not sure how talented he is. But you know what? I mean, DeAndre Baker trying to recover from an injury. I'm not sure if we want to throw him in just yet. So I feel like we might be leaning towards Mike Hughes, but we're going to see. Okay, we're going to see right there. I mean, with all of these guys, we're going to see if these guys are really about this Kansas City Chiefs football way, frankly. But moving on, the last guy I want to talk about. Okay, and this is a guy I've talked about quite a bit on the channel, quite a bit. Because I have talked about the running back room in a couple of episodes. A couple of times I've talked about running backs that I think should get more carries, get more touches. And Darwin Thompson is always a guy that I'm talking about. Like, he needs to get more carries. I mean, right now, He's listed as the 4th string running back on our depth chart, behind Jerick McKinnon. I mean, come on. I think he needs to be 3rd. He needs to be 3rd or 2nd. I mean, we've got to find a way. It's just tough, because we've got Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I mean, this guy's a fantastic running back. He's got to be our first down and second down guy. We've got to give him a lot of touches. But on top of that, Darrell Williams is a fantastic 3rd down running back. It's just hard to find, I understand, Eric Bieniemy having a hard time trying to find a spot for him in the offense. And you know what? Him being a former running back coach, I feel like he would be able to find a way to get him more involved other than, special teams and stuff. But he is he's just so good. He is so good. He's so fast. He's so versatile. And I think he's going to really show it in the preseason. I think he's going to open some eyes. I think he's been opening people's eyes. Did you guys see him in Week 17 last year? He was great. I feel like we've got to take a look at this guy and be like, you know what? He's a young running back. We've got to get him involved in the team somehow. We just have to. He's a fantastic player. So versatile, he's so agile. He's got great acceleration, very, very fast. He can do some great things. He's a smaller back, okay? He's not going to, run over any players, but he's going to do a great job of finding, the gaps, doing a great job. He's a smart player. He can do some great things. I feel like we need to get him more involved. And I'm going to say it until we start getting him more involved, okay? I'm going to reiterate this point. I think Darwin Thompson is a fantastic running back. And you know what? Darwin Thompson, we've got a pretty deep running back room. I feel like if Darwin Thompson ended up on, the Dolphins or something like that, a team that doesn't really have a good running back, he would really shine. He would just ball out. But here he is sitting on the Chiefs bench here, just not really doing much. I want to see him get more involved. I really do. So with that being said, man, I'm just so excited about this Chiefs football team. I'm excited to watch some Chiefs football, man. I couldn't be more pumped up, man. I'm just super pumped up, man. I'm so excited. I know you guys are too, okay? And like I said, man, beginning of the revenge tour, okay? We've got it coming, okay? We are winning Super Bowl 56, undoubtedly, okay? We're doing it, all right? So let's get pumped up about the season, man. Let's get pumped up about the preseason. Chiefs football, we've got it, okay? Excited, okay? But anyway, peace out, guys. I'll see you in the next Chiefs chat. Peace.